Hello and welcome back to Creeper World 4. On the last one we went through the level Turtle and it seemed like something was not quite right there with the emitters. But today we're going to be taking a detour from span experiments and take a look at the Chronom tab. Now, of course, Chronom tab, it makes randomly generated maps. Usually they're, I would say, medium difficulty. So if we take a look at Mark 5, probably competent, something along those lines. Skilled, yeah. So it seems to be like it generates somewhat like this. If you want to play an infinite amount of maps, you can do so with Mark 5, but of course we want to go through the Chronom. As you can see, it's the same amount of urns and emitters, spore launchers, blobs, and skimmer nests across the board. Urns sort of differentiate, and so does the size. Nonetheless, let's start with January 2nd. So I'll just be taking a quick look at this, maybe this map and the next one. We'll see how much time we have. So here we are. We have a dark tower, a stash, a couple emitters, spores, and blob nest, and also the factory on that high ground. This is looking a bit spooky, but we have 4 available, and we have a decent amount of redon and ore available to us. There's also breeder over in the Dark Tower region. There's also no breeder on the wall. Sometimes there is a line of breeder, flip breeder on the wall, but that isn't the case here. So, let's just get right into it. We're just gonna play it out. See how this goes. We'll try and get this miner here and earn that. Just wait a little bit. And let's just wait on that. Waiting for a little bit of storage so we don't have to have a deficit. Then once that miner gets built, what we will do is, let's go, currently let's just do triple cannon, control A, press I to earn those, all 3. And we'll also build a terp. Okay, that should hold off the creeper for now. Let's get another, okay, we're gonna need another cannon there. Get a urn portal going. Try and get on the high ground here. Also build a refinery. It's not a refinery, there we go. Need another mortar. I think we can get another miner on the high ground here as well. That'd be nice to swap out with. Get our energy collection, because we don't need that currently. Good idea would be to also get a factory up, because we don't have one. And we have, let's see, 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining. So usually they're going to come at 4 minutes. I think on harder difficulties it's either more blobs and whatnot, or they just come at a faster interval. That's unfortunate, but we'll fix that soon enough. We're not ready currently. Alright, so what we can do instead here, we can take you out, put fire rate as a priority. Just get mortars everywhere. And sure, some towers will die on the low ground and whatnot. Currently, we just need to move a little bit forward. While we wait for that fire ray. This is more than likely going to get blobbed or spored or whatnot. Because the pylon's going to take a while to build. So we have a deficit right now. Okay, so move you in. Have you take off this urn, put it on that miner. We're gonna need snipers really fast. So build up some miners to support. I'm gonna wait on that one. So right now, well, looks like it's not getting spored. That's a good sign. It may still get, it's gonna get definitely strider though, or skimmered. Yeah, of course it's gonna, when you don't kill a skimmer, it does release a payload. If it's on just the ground, or AC I think too, but should probably get a cannon here. Alright, that mortar's somewhat in danger. It's my fault for doing that. Okay, yeah, it's just typical. Just move you here. I think you'll be safe there. So we have some eggs coming out. Let's also get this chirp over there, because there's some urns we can get. And also, as a result, we should probably get these pylons up and running. Yeah, now it's not safe anymore because the egg was destroyed. Let's destroy. Let's disable eggs, please. Disable egg priority there. Not ideal. Do not want that to happen, really, but I guess technically it's fine if we have the green arm to support it. Well, we have the green arm to support the totems currently, so in fact we have more than enough. So we're just gonna use the method of just building more snipers. Take you out, put that on fire range instead. So it's a bit inefficient here, but that skimmer's gonna land. It's like not. Damn, that was too slow. So got the earned. Got an EMP. Oh. Okay, blobs are not gonna do much, but it's getting closer now. Yeah, that's typical. Gonna need a few more mortars here, actually. So with this, what destroy there? Just a tower, okay. So with this we can get a refinery up. We could probably also start building rockets if we wish, just to streamline the process a little. At this point I'll unearn these and put them into build speed and move speed. We're not going for mine production yet. That'll probably be our next one. This is somewhat inefficient, but it's fine. I think that should be it for that. That's all we need for the rest of the level. Yeah, that's fine. The reason we're going for build speed and move speed is so we can just move in faster. We'll get that mine production up now and then change those to blue-white. And I'd say 3 is fine, because the blue-white production will increase over time. Blobs are sending in eggs, that's not great, but not quite enough to get that totem. I'm not wanting to press the mother, sorry. I want to press the mortar. That is what I would like to press. I'll put the sniper on the edge now. That sniper should be fine there too. Move in with the sprayers. Make sure that we have missile coverage. Let's just go towards that dark tower, so let's get 2 beacons up. Get that terp to get that urn that's buried there. Wonderful. Just have those from the front line, or from the perimeter line, just move away. So that we can just reutilize their need. I think that tower, yeah, okay, so that cannon can't shoot there. We have all of our urns on, so let's go with a mortar. Our mine production's still not 100%, so we still are fine there. Let's get a pylon network closer to that location. Let's get another refinery. I think at this point we can sufficiently supply 2 rockets, so we'll build a second one while the other one builds a swell still. I think, yeah, okay. Just finished. Wonderful. We do need more snipers, actually, but we're sort of close to the skimmer factory, so it's kind of pointless. We're gonna get EMP'd regardless. I'm making some extra towers just in case tower connections get severed due to skimmers. We do have eggs coming out. Alright, let's move in these. Move in the first one, and have the next one close by as well, sure. I'll have some overlapping there, but... I mean, Argon is decent, so let's build a micro rift at both locations. That sniper's gonna be busy getting rid of that. This is very inadequate positioning. There we go. Fix that up a little, because positioning does matter, especially if you just inefficiently place towers, or cannons not where they're meant to go. It's no fun having a cannon that doesn't shoot either. That was fixed now. Has its ammo. It's wonderful. So a decent little high ground advantage. Let's also get some mortars here as well. Never mind. Guess not. Not that one at least. Let's get on the higher ground then. Have a rocket. Could use it on a singularity or damper if I wish. Currently... I'll wait for rain, I think. We'll also move a cannon there. Use you. Actually, let's not take that cannon. Alright. Let's nullify the dark tower, the emitter, and the spore. Spore, not quite yet. We still have eggs that we have to deal with, so we could maybe damper it. Damper would stop the waves from, or at least slowed down any ripple effect from the creeper touching our structures, but I think we'll be fine. We get to this breeder, it's pretty much done deal. I mean, it's been a done deal already because we were already developed our economy well enough. Our energy is adequately sufficient. I'm just gonna move the rest of this. And cannons can just hold it off now. We do have an emitter there, but it's only one. So we have rain available to us now. So as we can see, anti-creeper's gonna steadily build up now. They'll sufficiently cover the rest of this. Dash is probably just gonna get dealt with. Where's our... Alright, there's our micro rifts, so let's just build a pylon outward. Wonderful. So generally speaking, Chronoms, the Chronoms are not going to be too difficult. The only time I think it would present a very difficult challenge would be when the map is very small and you don't have any available urns, because then you can't get an urn miner easily out, and if it's small, then you're at risk of having to deal with creeper really early on. And generally speaking, that's how it typically was in the Prospector Zone in Creeper World 3, where you used artifacts of Odin, such as the Mass, the Freeze, or the... I don't remember what it's called, but... well, Singularity too, I guess, but that's a forged thing. Anyways, you would typically find those to be easier, but there were some maps that are also generated that are very difficult because of the size restrictions of the map. You would also find like really large maps that are just giving you such a head start that it's never really an issue anyway. This is a bit of mismanagement at this point. Let's just triple up on that. Why not? Oh, the eggs there are gonna blow up. Unfortunately, we did not have a sniper position there to not have them activate, but... the AC should be dealing with that. If not, the cannons will definitely just deal with it over time. Alright, I said I was gonna use some rain, so let's do it. Let's do it on the eggs, and let's, I guess, focus on this wave as well. Of course, and we can also use a damper to limit the spread of any of that creeper that comes from there. Nice little area effect damage there. Could get this chirped as well. It's not necessary, but reclaim is going out. Let me see if this is... yeah, it's in range. Alright. So that can be a little bit deceiving where it looks like it's in range, but it actually isn't. Let's build some extra pylons here. Alright, we can get this spore tower. Just... oh, no cannons up there. Oops. Just got another damper on that spore launcher. Typically, that's going to be your go-to if you want to stop spore launchers and their eggs from destroying your nullifiers. Because it just stops that huge spike in creeper. Let's deal with this now. I probably could have even built a third rocket if I wanted the weaponry faster. Okay. It's not connected, but it doesn't really matter too much. Mortar might die. Don't mind us blobs. Just passing a little. The snipers on the hill. Okay, and then just have it like this. That's. And from this point onward, we should be pretty much nearing the end. Let's just go for that totem at this point. At this point, I mean, I'm just building totems to build, or building towers just to build towers. I don't really need them, just for the connections, pretty much. I could be using pylons, but we've sufficiently dealt with the creeper menace for this map. Just gonna quickly build this up. And once I get that last nullifier placed, I'm going to speed it up. Right, nullifier, last one nullifier placed, totems are activated. And we should be done here. See the AC just covering the map. It's that wonderful breeder terrain at 6. Anyways, that is the general gist of Chronom. As you can see, you can do it much faster. This is just for nullification as well, so... And this is kind of one of the things where the Chronom does... chronologically sorts best times to worst times, or slowest times, not necessarily worst times, but... Yeah, you can do this pretty quickly if you want to, but it's pretty much just a sandbox you can play in. Just enjoy the game and its units. And maybe even run into some issues. I say we got time for one more. Let's see which one we want to do here. Ooh, that one looks nice. Let's do January 4th, because it has a lot of mesh from what it looks like, and not a lot of area to deal with, but we do have a high terrain advantage once we get to it. They do have mesh on that. So let's start with January 4th, 2021. Okay, we can get an early start. Ah, yes, there's also that line of flip breeder on the wall there. It's also on the void, but I guess that's unavoidable. Terrible. Okay, okay, so we're also going to be seeing a skimmer factory on mesh, which makes those, I don't know, like gourds or something? Not sure what they're called. They're the units that create lines of crimson as well as throw, like, creeper blobs at various places. So we'll start right there. Maybe not the most ideal position, but does it matter if we get a miner up? No. Ideally, we're probably going to need mortars early on. We also have their usual... have 2 spore launchers, a skimmer factory, and a blob nest. Actually, no, we have 3 spore launchers, so that didn't change. Yeah, go for it. Go for that. It should be relatively safe. Just a lot of area to try and cover. Earn it. Earn it. Earn that energy, of course. We'll just focus on getting mortars up. And also probably get that terp. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of infrastructure they have to worry about initially. Sometimes players do forget about building a factory or an urn portal is sort of whatever, because sometimes you just don't get urns, so you don't have to build it constantly. But, you know, it's nice to have if you have urns on the map. It's an interesting generation on that ore. Now, of course, we're not safe from the void. We can still get eggs, especially at that totem, which is something we probably have to fix immediately. So otherwise, we're gonna have quite a kerfuffle. Let's just get the cannons. Yeah, get that urn portal up. Why is that a problem? Well, eggs can travel to this totem, and then when eggs travel to that totem, creeper will be on this side, and then also go on the void, which then also just kind of destroys anything on the edge. So preemptively, probably just put mortars on the void and then cannon, so we won't have that liftic quite yet. Put energy, fire range, fire rate, and build speed on the urn portal once it finishes. Yeah, we're at a bit of a deficit, but it should be fun. I'm not making it any better trying to build more and more. But gotta keep building here. If we can get to that red on, that'd be great. Alright, well there's mesh on there, but just try and move this up a little. Get 2 of those. Get some snipers up now. Sort of worry more about the blobs and skimmers here. Spores, you know, they're fine. I'm not gonna do too much here. So long as we can get our area covered. But spores can land on the void, and eventually the creeper on the void will get to your front lines, which is why I'm just preemptively building the mortars on the void. It's because I've learned, I just learned just not to have to deal with that, really. Just preemptively worry about it instead. Let's build cannons here. I'll probably take off the urn on that. Miner now. Put it on. Let's do mine production instead, actually. Build speed is not too much of a problem here. Or not build speed, move speed. Actually do need to get snipers here. We won't build in time, unfortunately, but hoping for the best for them. They're probably gonna get EMP'd, which isn't ideal. Alright, so we can switch some of these to blue eye, get a sprayer here. Let's get a sprayer in this location. Alright, so let's pause here, see how our missile coverage is going. So yeah, there is some void, there is also the eggs that are trying to travel. Actually, that might have just been an egg that fell into the void. But there are the spores that are landing in the void to try and maybe trigger the breeder terrain, or also just be a menace later. Alright, let's just reset the camera real quick. Let's keep on moving forward. So what we're going to do is try and get to the breeder terrain here, and then from there we'll have to do a slow advance through mesh and whatnot there. Could probably try and make a platform to just feed this AC, or feed that flip breeder to make AC, I should say. But let's worry about one thing at a time currently. Have an urn available to us, so let's get that turp there. Let's not crush the trees, or prevent any trees from growing. Okay. So it looks like our advance is steadily moving forward. There's 2 emitters there, and some spore launchers we'll have to deal with later. But all is good and dandy. Refinery. Refinery is going to be placed on the ore patch, but I mean, it's already an ideal positioning on this. Just work from there, and then. Alright, yeah. Tower, there and there. We'll just make these more blue-eye, because we won't need energy anymore. The reason I do blue-eyed is just because it's just a safety net, really. But do we want move speed or do we want earn orders? Or you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna earn you. I'm gonna have you disable destroying eggs. I'm just gonna have a powered up sniper get rid of those skimmers for me instead. And probably any blobs too. That seems more fun. I don't do that often enough, so it's not too much of a threat. We might get rid of all those skimmers before they move out of the factory. This is not positioned terribly conveniently. This green on here doesn't really make any much because it's just being blocked. Because usually it makes it on that level that it's on, but unfortunately that isn't. Well, it's sort of like that. It can make it on one lower and one higher, as you can see. It just has a harder time with more variation in terrain. Let's just earn that cannon, just because. Also use that mortar. So if you want, let's just make some more mortars, cannons. We do have 4 blue-eye production, so that should be enough to support roughly 4. 5 if you want to not have excess sprayers. Sometimes it does store. If we want, we can, let's just make 1 more, and yeah, that should cover 5 at that point. So at this point, let's just keep going. Let's actually make this a mortar instead. If I really wanted to focus on the AC, I would probably earn a sprayer, but that's not necessary for the most part. Maybe if there was a lot of crimson, I would. I just feel like earn mortars would still deal with crimson better than sprayers, but I don't know. It's kind of an interesting idea. I haven't considered crimson earn sprayers against crimson too much, because I usually just default to mortars. Because usually, if the map is full of crimson, that's an interesting premise. I don't know, I think earn mortars might be still better than sprayers. They're earned, even though sprayers are supposed to counter crimson. So, we'll keep pressing on. This advance is going to be quite annoying. That's fine. Okay, it's just that. Just that unfortunate reality where I think. Actually, let's get out a beacon or 2 first. Just 2 beacons, I think is fine. Alright. Okay, mesh might be an issue. Actually focus you on mesh, but you're gonna get also... Oh, no, never mind. Move you... I haven't even seen any blobs and skimmers destroy anything, so that's good. Hopefully that's just not me paying no attention to my units, but it feels like the Earn Sniper is doing its job for the most part, because it can... Yeah, so it can deal with 2 blobs and 3 skimmers very quickly. I have to imagine it's probably very efficient for me. I'm still worrying about moving the snipers just in case one or two sneak out. Of course, we're gonna... You know what? We'll keep that on because it's just right on top of that emitter for now. Once we get the breeder turning on our side, we'll turn off those totems. That's not ideal. Yeah, of course. I did not mesh priority. Of course, there's no cannon on there. Do we have our terp somewhere here? It's always the fun game of finding the terp. It's one of my issues here. Just somehow always place it somewhere where it's slightly hidden and I can't find it instantly. I could just retrace my steps though, which is something I typically do. Alright, so final barrier earned is in our possession. We'll use it. I don't know, I guess we can use it on a sprayer. Sure. Let's have some fun with that as well. We can set up rifts now, so let's just do that. We'll set them up at the bases for now. Of course, mesh doesn't matter if you can just AC it, really. This should just die out eventually. Nice. Wow. It's devastating. You know, I guess at this point you may as well just kill the eggs too, because you can do that. Yeah, I wasn't in range of very many, but I had to turn that off just in case. So you know how it is, you really don't want that to just destroy 20 or so eggs and then pretty much have creeper advance on you and destroy you. Can happen, especially on eggs where their payload is much greater and more frequently produced eggs, that is. We did use up all of our red on now. Green R is steadily getting used on that rocket. We'll have our first one soon. Speaking of which, let's do that platform eventually, because we don't have, we have some creeper in the way. And also a lot of eggs, wow. Okay. So let's move eggs, or snipers, towards that edge. Could probably nullify this now, yeah, alright. We do have a damper. As you can see, we do have the breeder on our side, but it's also emit mode off still. That's how much creeper is over here now. Alright, so let's support that. I'd say I'm probably going to take off the urn on that sniper once we get the blob nest up and running. We'll build this platform after this pylon finishes. Put it on the edge. Put it on the edge. Right, that's gonna be an issue though. I guess we'll put it over here instead. I just need a cannon there to deny this, and then put a sniper on that eventually. Okay, so we can wait on the rain and then focus on, I guess, the breeder side of this, because that's where the majority of creepers coming from. There's a breeder, emitter, and a stash right there, so that stash is just filling up as soon as emit mode is turned off. Or as soon as emit mode is on, and then turn off again when the stash releases. And let's just protect this. It's funny. Just sorta on the edge there. We'll keep a mortar there just for protection. build more. So yeah, we'll have that rain up soon. Just commenced that. It's probably not the most efficient area coverage, but yeah, I guess that sprayer died because it wasn't supplied. Okay. My mistake, my mistake. We are dealing with some bad terrain here. So, well, by bad terrain, I mean just not adequate enough for tower positions, really. That rain did a substantial number, but it's more than likely going to get replaced very quickly. Okay, I'll switch this out. Let's just make another mortar instead. Yeah, it gets the blobs anyway. I was gonna switch it out after the blobs, but we need more firepower here. Let me just remove this mortar now. Let's see, where can we land? Wow, that is not great. Okay. It's not great, but let's actually just get a third mortar. The sprayer also isn't doing anything. Or at least not too much. Interesting. Can we... I mean, we can deny that digitalis. Yeah. Just need an advance here. Oh, and that's not gonna be high enough either. Okay. At this point, I guess we'll just charge forward. As soon as we move all these weapons, we'll have a decent amount of area to work with. No, okay, so we're finding it back enough that the creeper can't really come back from the rain that we did earlier. This is not ideal position. Let's not have you up there, actually. The reclaim is going off and on. It's whatever. Where are these? Okay. Let's put them away from the blob nest. Rather lose the towers. I wonder if you can... Might not be able to reach. Oh, alright, that was close. Wow, alright. We could probably start over here as well, but we need a connection there. Reclaim is done. If we can get that, we'll be set. We're gonna put... Actually, I don't want to do a damper on the stash. That is also another mistake I sometimes do. Because that just results in the stash pretty much feeding itself, and that's very not ideal. So of course, let's just get this out there. Move, move, move! Just start going up there. In some fashion, just keep moving. You should be able to support that. And with that, we can nullify this blob nest now instead of terping anything. Terping takes quite a bit of time. Just make sure the tower is connected. Let's move in these mortars. Just move in those mortars as well. Nullifier should be able to be supplied in time. While we wait for that, let's move in some other mortars that aren't being used. That one's still firing. Let's take this one too. Alright, we were gonna turn off these totems. Just don't know how to disarm them. That totem is fine. Disarm this one. Actually, that's just not doing anything now, so... It might be pushing back a little bit of creeper, but hey, we already have some sprayers to do that too. Some more sprayers on there. This mortar's not getting a sufficient enough connection, so we're gonna probably have to build a micro rift here and then work from there. Just we don't have a great connection. Or at least our packets are connecting, it's just that it's taking too long to supply our weapons currently. Of course, tower must be neutralized. So that AC, it's sort of just there. Like, there's a decent amount of it, but we're not able to do much with it. Just pretty much get rid of anything like this. Could probably move forward with this platform too, if we wanted to. I'll do it. I'll do it just for fun. Come on, let's get this out of here. Alright. So what are we dealing with here? Just dealing with more high ground. Ooh, okay. Do have 8 threats here, so let's just move. No, let's not build more. Let's just have one move over there. Have a cannon from that side move up. Let's do this as well. That's close. In fact, it's too close. I'm sure it's fine. What could go wrong with that platform? Besides the fact that if it won't build. We have some rain too, so let's just use it. Use it, or use it. Let's just put a damper on that. Spore launcher. Oh, this cannon's gonna die anyway. Ugh. Okay. Just move up like 3 cannons then, and sprayer maybe. I think some of them still have mesh priority, but I can't tell which. I can't tell which have it. Damper's done, but we were able to get a beachhead on that cliff now. Move this up a little. Deal with the eggs. I don't know, let's build, let's just move what we have. I don't think we need to build more here. It should be sufficient enough to finish the map at this point. Probably could have a sniper over here. Sure. Just to shoot the egg that comes out of the spore launcher. Okay. Could fill the rest of that void as well. It's probably not necessary at this point. We'll keep the sprayer there though. So at this point we have more breeder than the creeper does on the void. Just move these mortars up. Yeah, quite a lot of units, but not a lot of space. Apart from the ones on top of the cliff. Well, the area on top of the cliff, yeah. Sure, it's gonna be risky though. Is that, that mesh is not being dealt with, so... I don't know, just one mesh cannon. burn this mesh cannon. That's gonna take a little bit of time. I don't know, I just need something to deal with the mesh here. That should be good. Once we get the AC there, it should limit the growth drastically. Probably just do this as well. Set all of our cannons to mesh, actually. We already have the mortars to deal with the creeper, so just deal with it that way instead. Okay. Well, the rain. The rain would be nice, but we have to deal with eggs instead. And we'll just use a damper for that. I hope that's enough. No, it's not even. Ooh, it's close. It's close. That was close. Just move in a little bit more. Have you just go on creeper instead. 4 cannons should be enough to deal with that. Actually, if we wanted, I guess singularity would probably be better at this point. Yeah, sure. I mean, damper singularity. Both are effective here, just to finish off the map. Because then our mortars can just lay down fire and the eggs can still pop anyway. Let's move in those mortars. Let's see if we're getting this. No, not quite. Let's move the singularity right on this cliff. Actually, we need a sprayer. Need more sprayers. It's a shame that singularity doesn't move the eggs at all. That'd be fun to see. Singularity just pulling in all of the eggs in one spot. I feel like that would make sense. I mean, considering what the singularity does to creeper. Maybe the eggs are like really heavy or something. I don't know. I mean, it's like any amount of creeper gets pulled in by a singularity, so can't really justify the eggs having a heavy mass anyway because they just fly around. Anyways, we have our last nullifier connected. We're gonna speed up time. And effectively, I hope you enjoyed this showcase of Chronom. 2 examples of levels that can be generated through Chronom. Quite a bit of time, but we did have a fun little expenditure of resources there on the creeper. Anyways, if you enjoyed watching, or thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, there will be more, and I'll see you on the next episode. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.